You're about to listen to the award-winning Stuart Pedasso Show. This show is for biologically and emotionally mature audiences. If you should not be here, please go away. We'll still be here when you're mature enough to partake. Mwah!
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Welcome, finally, back to the Stuart Pedasso Show. I'm Dave.
I'm Carrie.
And Melissa's on assignment, and she will be back. I'm going to tell you about this in a second. I'm going to put air quotes on changes. Not really if you're just a regular listener or you subscribe to the show, which you can do on iTunes or wherever the place you get your podcasts. It's really not going to be, you're not going to even notice probably. But for us, it's changes that we're about to solidify which days we do the show on, and it's never before on a regular basis do we do the show on Sundays, and we're going to start doing that, except for today, which is a Friday. and I'll talk about that.
Day.
Yeah, well, and I'm going to tell you about that because it has to do with what we've been up to. So we haven't been on for like a month and a half, and if you are regular listeners of the show, I'm not going to say you're used to that, but because I've been through this before. I've spent the last 6 weeks getting petition signatures to get on the ballot. So, and I'm going to tell you a couple stories about that, which are, I don't know, I'm not going to get into the political weeds, but I'm going to tell you a couple interesting stories about that. But in those 6 weeks, I really had the intention. I came up with this amazing idea of taking all those old shows I pulled, which I shouldn't have, which I took off the internet, and starting to post a handful of them, so they'd be back up live again. And it would turn out I would be out after working all day during the week, and then going door to door for 3.5 hours. I got home and was totally wiped out. And then on Saturdays and Sundays, I was doing at a minimum of 8 hours, but up to 12, 13 hours a day on weekends.
Recently, is
and
what you're talking
these
about?
6 weeks of petitioning, and I was just wiped out. Mm-hmm. The lawn didn't get mowed, which took me days to accomplish. Wow. It had to be in levels because the grass was so high. I had to hit it with a weed whacker first because my lawnmower wouldn't do it. And then I would have to hit it with a lawnmower. And I didn't have enough place to put the cut grass, which I so wish this was the edible forest I had planned, but it's not. I would have to do it in stages, and I have piles of cut grass in the backyard, hopefully composting or just looking like big piles of dead grass. Anyway, my point is, so we will be... We worked out because, and here's where we bring you in, Carrie.
Okay, here I am.
Because in that 6 weeks, both Carrie and Melissa have had some changes in terms of what they do, in terms of, participating in our capitalist system.
Unfortunately.
I know. Yes, everybody says it. There's only the rich people say, woohoo, capitalism. Woohoo. And so that's where we got to the Sundays. Because can you do this day? Well, only on this time. And can you do this day? Well, only on this time. And then I would to the wife, hey, can I do this time? I'm
oh boy.
So we worked it out to Sundays at 1:00. Again, that's recorded. It's not live, so you don't have to worry about that. Yep. You should totally subscribe if you don't. iTunes, Sketcher? Something like that.
What?
Well, I know there's
definitely
sneakers.
Subscribe.
Yeah. Wherever you get your podcast, you should totally subscribe and then just get it when we do it. I do not expect another 6-week period where there won't be a show.
But you'll have a regular Sunday for now on. It'll be Dave and Melissa, and I'll be joining when
you can.
When I can.
When you're
Absolutely.
not doing family things.
When I'm not being grandma.
Yeah, so it's totally cool. So sorry for the 6 weeks, but I was working on sticking it to the man, and as you know, if you've been listening, I will never be done sticking it to the man.
Yeah.
I'm even working on After Death, trying to stick it to the man.
Stick it to the man.
Yep. That's when I become a tree. We've talked about that on the show. When I'm dead, I'm going to become a tree. Did I tell you about that?
Oh my gosh, I'm visualizing right now. There are so many ways that can go.
Well, no, I'm going to be buried, and then I will fertilize a tree.
Okay, again, so many ways. Okay.
Which is now legal in New York. I think there's only 2 states right now in the U.S. New York and Washington, I believe.
Okay.
So when I fertilize a tree, that tree will have elements of me, and I will be a tree.
Will you be cremated first or no?
I would. I'm trying
way.
not to, because then it would be a slow fertilization, and I think it would be more efficient than ashes, because sometimes
Correct.
ashes.
Well, that's why I was wondering.
And also, I don't trust crematoriums.
There was another question there.
I think it's just from someone's grill.
Oh my goodness!
Like when your cat dies and the vet says we'll take care of the body.
There you go. Again, more questions.
Right.
So, correct. Sometimes it's better to just do it at home.
Yes.
DIY.
So, all right, I'll do this story again because it is funny if you haven't heard this. So,
okay.
I told this story to students last year, and actually different classes, and they kept adding on to my idea. To the end, it just got really too amazing. So, I was going to become a tree, but I'd also realized when you're a tree, you can take branches and graft them onto other trees. So I was going to have in my will or whatever, have people do this, and then it would be the Dave Forest.
Interesting.
Right? And then, so this is how this has progressed. And then the class said, well, then if you do that, then I'm going to cut you down and build a house out of you. And which was hilarious. I'm like, oh my God. So not only am I advocating for housing, I'm going to become housing. And then the next class said, because I've brainwashed them, and it would be haunted, and anybody who moves in there, it'd be you just going, ooh, capitalism, capitalism. God. And I couldn't breathe. I was laughing so hard. So I am going to become.
That is beautiful.
Yes, I'm going to become a haunted house, haunting people about capitalism.
Wow.
When I die. So I will be sticking it to the man even after I'm dead.
You will become the home.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yeah.
You became the lesson.
Yeah. So
Talk about a teachable moment.
Oh yeah. So that's what. Well, I already brainwashed them about capitalism, so that's why I felt like I did that.
Call it teachable moments. You want to call it brainwash? Yeah. Okay. I give it a prettier label.
It's fine. But
it does the same thing.
We did today, in fact, with a couple of my classes, we looked at, not fully, I gave them clips because nobody can sit through that, those old propaganda videos, how anti-communism and duck and cover from the 50s into the 60s, those things, because we're on to Cold War in the classes. So I'm showing them how we got, and I've been using the word, brainwashed into just accepting this country's automatically bad and we will do anything. We will accept you using all our tax dollars from our military. We will accept you taking over other countries. Okay. We will accept everything because we've been, as children, giving these cartoons about duck and cover and how bad communism is and all that jazz. So same thing. I'm brainwashing.
Brainwashing. Okay.
But everything is. An ad is for Newports is brainwashing.
They just don't understand the word brainwashing.
Oh yeah, no.
Do you
persuasion?
Do you connect it to how they're brainwashed in their own world? And
every day. No, we do. We started right from day one.
What are they brainwashed? What are they connected to? Because I'm not in on the stuff.
They won't admit it. I'm
wondering how
they won't say ADS I'm brainwashed, but they do acknowledge.
Do they acknowledge anything?
Yeah. No. They acknowledge the fact that we all have bias. And that our experiences lead us. Yeah, I had to lead them down that path. But once I did, they were like, oh, yeah, of course.
Okay.
Your experiences, whether it's good or bad, is the lens where you see the world.
Okay. I am surprised that some of the kids have more knowledge or, I don't know, self-awareness than I give them credit for at times.
Well, if they have a good teacher. I was glossing me.
I know you were.
Okay,
I'm talking about the kids I work with.
Yeah, no, I understand.
But and some that don't, but some that do. I don't know.
So you can totally say no. So because I think it's kind of cool. You don't have to use names or anything. So the change in how you participate in capitalism. Would you like to tell folks what you're doing now? Because you went from tutoring people. To doing something else, which I think is a total change.
Yes, absolutely. I went to tutoring kids,
right?
For
as a second job.
As a second job. Yeah. Should I bring up why I had to get a second job?
Nah, you probably don't want to.
So,
capitalism. It's capitalism.
Yes. So for the same amount of money, actually. So it's a lateral shift in a way. So tutoring. So same different skill set. To now I work at a gym.
A gymnasium.
But no, we
press weights.
No, it's actually a lifestyle change. No, I actually do like it. There's a lot of families that go there. It's not a testosterone type weightlifting. How I like. I know that, that it's not a visual, but I can't describe it as a. I mean,
No.
it's not that kind
we
of
have
gym.
discussed that back in the day when I was more
Yeah,
regular.
it is
at
not
the gym.
that kind of gym at all. You walk in and you see everything is just you don't see anybody glaring at you. You don't even walk into weights and everything. There's a wall separating everything. Two different sides to it.
Feather pillows.
No, but there is a massage therapist, a physical therapist, a chiropractor.
The chiropractor.
A nutritionist, a physical therapist. I think I said that. There are coaches, which some people would call trainers. One side of it has turf and free weights, machines, treadmills, anything. And then they're opening another facility that will have classes if you want them. But it's not, I don't know, it's the bathrooms or locker rooms, whatever you want to call them. They have like a sauna. They use, I don't know, it's like, not, I call it hoity-toity, not
fancy.
like that. Yeah, there you go. That's a good word for it. But I don't know. But you don't have to pay. You can pay for just basic, or you can pay for all of it. So, you know what I mean? It's like a la carte type thing.
Okay.
So there's a separate location for the classes. So you can come in for just the gym experience, or you can go to the separate location for all the other stuff. And you don't have to get the massages. You don't have to get, so that's extras. You know what I mean? It's nice. I don't know. It's just different. It's different people I interact with.
So far, so good.
Yeah.
Okay,
So far,
cool.
so good. But different clientele I deal with. I just have to smile and clean and fold towels instead of, I don't have to.
So you're like the Heinemackerfrau.
I'm the, I like to consider, I think of myself as the concierge
of
the gym.
I was making a really obscure reference. But
I had no clue what. It went,
I know.
poof, right over.
Steve Martin's second movie ever.
I love Steve Martin. I don't know this.
Well, I will give you the DVD if you have
And
that
I
DVD
now have a
hooked up.
DVD
Is
player.
it hooked up? Is it hooked up?
Is it out of my trunk?
Whatever. You're not getting it until you tell me you've watched something.
I don't have anything to put in the DVD player.
I gave you something.
No, you didn't. I gave it back to you, remember?
All right. Well, I will give you it's not The Man with Two Brains. Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid. And
I've
that
never
is
seen that.
yes.
Okay.
It is Steve Martin's second movie, and what he did with Carl Reiner is they took it was black and white. It's like one of those noir,
Love noir.
like 30-ish kind of movies,
Yep.
like Humphrey Bogart kind of thing. And they take clips from movies from that era and they intersperse them into the plot of the movie. So Humphrey Bogart's in it, and Lana Turner, and
No
Betty
way.
Davis, and and it's corny as fuck.
Yep.
You got to be into corny. If you're not into corny,
you have to if
Right.
you like Steve Martin.
I just made a reference for Heinemackerfrau. So I shouldn't even say. I can't tell you
Okay.
what.
No,
but
if I
will
want to
say
see
this.
it, don't give it up.
But I will say this: Heinemackerfrau is, at least according to the movie, German for cleaning woman,
Okay.
and that actually is important to the plot, which sounds bizarre, but you just have to watch it. So when you said all you do is smile and clean, the first thing I thought was cleaning woman.
Okay, so when I see it, I'm going to get this.
Oh, yeah,
I'm going to laugh
oh.
now for it.
Maybe
Good
yeah.
one.
Well, I don't know about loud, but you'll be like, oh,
There you go.
I get that. Yeah, I get jokes. That's kind of what you'll do.
That's a good one, Dave.
It really there's and if I may be slightly awkward for a moment, also in it is Rachel Ward. I know I'm being a dude here for a second. Australian, I believe, actress.
No clue.
Yeah. Well, this movie's old too, so she's probably at least our age, if not older now. But at the time, she was again my age, if not a little older, and
I don't pay attention to those. I was into old Hollywood.
I understand. But
I like Steve Martin.
she was playing an old time actress kind of. She was in that role of in that movie kind of thing.
Okay.
But she was
Yeah.
Rachel Ward.
There you go.
I just
See, I
need-
wouldn't have paid attention to her. Let me
need-
tell you.
I
Not the
need-
way you're paying attention
I
to
understand.
her. Yeah, okay.
I'm not judging. Don't judge me either.
However, I did pay attention to Bernadette. Bernadette Peters.
Oh yeah, she's hot too.
Oof, man, is she hot.
Yeah. No,
Damn.
absolutely. Yeah.
Pennies from Heaven.
She's not in that movie.
Oof. She was in Pennies from Heaven and
Well, she was in The Jerk.
oh my God.
That's where I first saw her. Yeah.
God.
Absolutely.
And Pennies from Heaven. Did you see her in Pennies from Heaven?
You know, I did, and it didn't have an impact on me.
That wasn't as good of a movie, but she was adorable there.
Yeah.
The Jerk is, oh my God. He's angry at the oil cans.
Oh yeah. Well. Oh. There's just I make reference to that. My kids have no idea that I'm quoting from The Jerk, and then I'm okay
Although
with it.
one of the best was "You're Killing Me, Smalls" when a kid was like, "Oh my God, Miss, you know that movie?" I was like, "Oh."
I forgot which movie was that. That was
The Sandlot.
Yes, The Sandlot. I've seen that, not in its. I've seen all of it, but I've not seen it in one. I've seen bits.
I don't really love the movie, but there's parts.
Yeah.
There's just parts. Just like, and I can't believe I'm saying this, like The Princess Bride, don't love the whole movie, but there's parts.
I agree. And when you say that to some people, they think you just spit on their mother.
Yes.
It's like, oh, dude, guys, it's not
Like, I like that guy
good.
only so many times.
There's some.
You killed my family. Prepare to die. Okay, only so many times.
Best line ever is you use that word. I don't think you know what it means. That I use constantly.
Yes.
Yes.
Or what's
without
it?
question.
Yes. And then, I don't know how many times he
I
does
use
it.
that politically.
What the guy, he does it where, but if I did, but I turn, of course I can't think straight
It's all
right
good.
now.
So I'm glad we're having this discussion, because if we say this with Melissa here, we would catch hell.
Why?
No, you can't say anything like other than it's like the best movie ever made.
Ooh. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Same with my Melissa.
Okay.
Okay. She
But again,
loves that movie.
No one in this room right now is saying it's a bad movie.
No, not at all.
Just like it's not. But
there's parts of it that I could do without.
That is not my Desert Island movie.
Exactly.
For sure.
Yes.
Or my Desert Island collection.
What about Bob? Ever see that?
Again, I have, and that's not my Desert Island movie
I have to
either.
say though, we
Didn't
watched.
we
it.
had that discussion.
Oh, we did.
last week. You know,
and the only reason for
well,
me
we didn't
is
have
because,
microphones, so we can totally do it now. But
yeah, only reason is we had it up at camp with my kids, and I saw
fun.
it so many times.
Sure.
It became one of those feel good because you saw it so many times.
Absolutely.
Kind of like now Pocahontas is for my daughter and I because she watched it so many times.
I had a moment in class with, it was 8th graders. I don't know if this. I hope this doesn't get me fired.
Uh-oh.
Well, it was on YouTube, so I'm thinking it was okay. So somebody said something about getting hurt, and I don't remember what it was. And however they said it, it immediately made me think of the Monty Python and the Holy Grail scene with the Black Knight.
It's only a flesh wound?
Yes, that one. So I pulled it up on YouTube because it was at the end of class. We had time to kill, and so I showed them that, and. So again,
why would that get you fired?
It's money. So it is a PG movie, which in most schools you can watch PG, but it was PG before PG-13 was invented. So in my school anyway, you can show anything up to PG. If you go PG-13, you need to send out permission slips, and nothing are no negotiation. Period.
Yeah, but look who's president now. You can get away with anything.
Okay,
I'm kidding.
I don't have tenure.
You know I'm kidding.
I cannot.
You know I'm kidding.
Yeah, so
I don't believe in. Oh, okay. Now that I can use
the Black Knight
against with it.
If you had to the Holy Grail, Monty Python and the Holy Grail, which I won't say made, but I strongly encouraged my daughter to watch it with me, and she does quote it back to me, so I know it stuck. Mm-hmm. Like if you categorized it, it would at least be PG-13. I mean, there's fake blood, right? And like when the arms get cut off in other ways that people get killed. There's also the I'm blanking out on the castle, but the oral sex scene.
I was gonna say there's a lot of sex stuff.
Well, there's just really the
or
oral
at least
sex one.
References.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm sure the statute of limitations is out on this. My first teaching job at Rochester School for the Deaf, we were doing world history, and we were talking about the plague or whatever, and there's that Bring Out Your Dead scene. And that's online. If you haven't seen that, you should go see Bring Out Your Dead, that scene for Monty Python. And so I was telling the kids about that, well, like that. And so I was going to just show them that part. There was no YouTube then. In fact, this is how old I am. Our internet was one really old Macintosh computer on AOL dial-up. Mm-hmm. That's how long ago this was. So there was no YouTube. You weren't going to pull up this clip. So, of course, I had it on VHS, and it was not captioned. These are deaf kids. So I showed them that clip and interpreted it myself. Mm-hmm. And these kids wanted to see the whole damn thing. I did skip the, quote, oral sex scene. I made them skip that. I interpreted the whole damn movie next to the TV. I was sweating so bad. It was like almost 2
Were you
hours of
laughing
interpreting.
through it, though? Or
No, I'd already seen it.
Seen it so many times.
Oh,
you
I'd
didn't
already
have
seen
to
it so much.
laugh?
I had to memorize. Yeah. And
But having to sign it, was it made it funny?
Dude,
or had you signed it before?
No, you don't know. No, I would never interpret an entire movie.
Did you have to look at it, or were you able to stand
I
in
listened.
front?
Dude, I just listened. I mean, I'm hearing.
No, I meant, but did you want to look at it, I guess?
No, I'd seen it a million times.
Oh, okay.
I just had to focus on interpreting
Gotcha.
what was coming in my ears and putting it
But
in
even
the
watching the kids, it didn't make you laugh?
Again, who knows if my interpreting screwed up the jokes. I don't remember.
Were they laughing?
I don't remember.
Really?
Okay.
Really? Even the
okay,
coconuts didn't do it for 'em?
you need to interpret.
They
ones.
probably didn't figure out that was funny because they didn't understand.
Well, again, it wasn't captioned yet because it was VHS and they didn't have captioning on
they
everything.
only had you.
You're right.
And how do you explain to them?
I may have and I don't remember. This is
Right.
20,
Oh my
30
gosh.
years ago. So
Yeah.
anyway, so I interpreted this whole movie except for the oral sex scene, and it wasn't people engaging in oral sex. They kept saying oral sex, and it's not something you're doing in a school.
Right.
So I had to say, okay, we're skipping 2 minutes of this movie, and they were like, why? I'm like, look, you wanted me to interpret this. You wanted to see
We don't
this.
have enough time.
This is the reason. This is the only part I can't. I'm not allowed. And if I do it, I won't be working here anymore. And they did not want me to not be working there. So they all understood. Those kids were awesome. We were like hooked.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice,
So they totally understood. I was like, it's all good. And there wasn't like a YouTube, I'll go watch it later on streaming somewhere. They weren't like that.
You knew that.
Right. There was, it didn't exist. So
Right.
they were totally cool. They understood. And it was 2 minutes. It took nothing out of the plot.
Right.
It was just a big gag that lasted 2 minutes.
Right.
So, I did not plan on going there. But you know what? I'm going to use that as a segue.
There you go.
I had stuff about my campaign a little bit, but I'll wait. Okay. So I had a moment. There's a reason I've been online a bit during the day. I'll put it that way, and because I have been checking, I submitted my petition signature. Sorry, campaign, but so I did it on Tuesday, and there's like a certain amount of days where someone can object or challenge my signatures to make sure that they could say they're not good or whatever. So I've been going to the Board of Elections website and constantly refreshing to see if anybody's challenged me because they post it online.
Like you do when you're trying to buy tickets?
Yeah. Well, it wasn't that much, but yes. Basically, I would go back every half hour.
I have no idea what that's like.
So a news story I saw, which is in one, I'm going to just make this number up. 30% of me is like, all right, I'm kind of curious. And the 70% of me is like, dude, stop. All of you need to stop this. But apparently, the actress, Sydney Sweeney. Yeah, I've just seen her. I've not seen a movie she's ever been in. I don't know
What
who
about
she
the
is.
actress?
Oh, so you know her.
No, not at all.
Oh,
but
okay.
I like the name. I just like how it sounds.
all right. Well, she's been in things and
Makes me think of a redhead. Is she redheaded?
she's not. So
Damn.
if you're like you watch movies and stuff, and there's two of us going like we don't really have seen any of her movies, but
I might have. I don't know who it is.
so she's young.
Okay.
So it's not in our generation or even close. And look, I'll just say
I watch a lot of stuff.
She's effing hot.
Okay.
Okay,
I
we'll
watch,
just-
like I said, I watch a lot of stuff.
We'll just whatever. She's effing hot. So, like you do when you're famous, you get endorsement deals, and she has an endorsement deal with a brand of soap, not one of the huge corporate ones. Although I'm sure maybe some corporation owns this. I don't know. Okay. Dr. Sasquatch, something like that. And I think it has a Bigfoot as their logo or something. Mm-hmm. And she's been doing commercials for them. Mm-hmm. I've almost kind of seen one, but I've heard about this. They are coming out, and this was the news story, with a limited line of the soap that has infused her bathwater in it. Stop looking it up and listen to what I'm saying.
I'm looking at her.
I understand.
See if I know her.
So soap, a bar of soap
That smells like her.
I don't know what it smells like.
Is that what it? That's
I
what I'm
didn't
asking.
read the story.
Does it?
I don't know. I didn't read the story. I just saw the headline.
Yeah.
Infused with her bathwater.
That's what I'm thinking. It must smell like her. So if she took a bath in it, wouldn't it smell like what she uses to wash?
I don't even know about the smell, but the fact, I don't know, does DNA transfer that way? I'm thinking about the actual...
Doesn't some actress like Gwyneth Paltrow or somebody, doesn't she have a candle that smells like her pussy?
Yeah, but it doesn't have her vagina. Yeah, we've actually done a bit about that. Actually, my daughter was Gwyneth Paltrow.
So what is
in the
this?
bit.
So what is this one? It smells like... What is it?
Okay, Carrie, I didn't read the article. I'm not clicking on this. The headline just said they're doing a soap infused with her bathwater.
Oh, infused.
Yes.
Infused doesn't mean it's in there.
No, but there's some kind of contact, or it's not infused.
I don't think
it doesn't mean they're in different containers in the same room. There's got to be some kind of contacty
not
thing.
necessarily. Well, what does infused mean?
Okay.
Infused.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead while you're looking that up. I'm going to go ahead and assume that means there's some kind of contact in some way. You could be using science.
Okay.
Right. Okay. You with me?
It does kind of say that by injecting.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm like, so part of me is like, and look.
I mean, it does technically.
She's famous and hot and that kind of thing, starlet kind of thing. And you could say famous male guy who's hot. I don't know which road do you go on that one?
However, could be false advertising.
Well, yeah. Oh, yeah, of course. No,
you know it is. But I get where you're going.
I'm just going with the concept of like, is that really? So we've run out of ways to excite ourselves.
Yeah,
we're going to take
that's where we're going. Absolutely.
Famous hot people.
I think they're trying to go with pheromones.
Bathe with their bath water.
Absolutely. I think that's what they're trying to sell it as, pheromones.
I would almost say they haven't thought that far. They just got hot movie chick. And we can say it's her bath because there's that stupid saying. Or she's so hot, I drink her bathwater. There is that saying.
They're going to probably be so vague that some people can say she might have peed in it. Bet you that's
okay. Well, now you're back at Reef. So
yeah, I'm getting gross.
Yes.
I know. Who knows? They're being so vague.
Well, I mean,
if you think about it, who knows what's in there?
If you take a bath, I mean, you're obviously not. I'll put air quotes on clean. You know what I mean? I don't mean
she could have just had sex and gone in the bathtub.
That's true.
That's what I'm saying. They're so vague.
She could have made with the hiking.
There you go.
Another Python
so
reference.
Vague.
Yeah. So she,
I exactly wasn't going to go that.
She could have been working in a coal mine. See, that's where I went. See, I went away from the.
She could have been. She just could have got. She could have just come off the pole. Oh my God, the pole. There you go.
Well, I don't know if she's been
a lot of glitter.
She
there
could
you
have
go.
just taken a huge dump.
There you go. Yeah.
Because even starlets take huge dumps.
She could have skipped the bidet.
Well, I don't have to take a bidet. I'm about to jump in the water.
Gonna go right in the. There you go. Never know.
Lather up,
but
buddy.
They don't say it because it's just the bathwater.
Well, again, I didn't click on.
Could have been a community.
And I saw
bath.
it. I saw the link. It was CNN, so you know it's true.
Oh,
because they never lie.
They are so horrible now.
Well, whatever. But my point. I mean, so I just was like, I was like, okay, I think we're doing a show today. I think I'm going to talk about Sydney Sweeney's bathwater soap because actually, you know what? Sydney Sweeney's bathwater soap.
There you go.
Because
is it compared to bath salts? Are they going to start smoking it?
I don't know.
Isn't that what happened? 20 years ago?
Look, we can be totally graphic here, right?
That's gross.
So I totally see some dude lathering up his hands and masturbating to it.
Well, that's the point. I think that's the purpose of being so vague. They can. On the side, say, "Hey, it could have this." Ooh, hey, it could have that.
I don't even think they need to say any of that.
They don't. That's the point.
Right, just Sydney Sweeney's bathwater.
That's the point of vagueness, because the rumor of it could be anything.
There's something in this soap.
It can be whatever you want it to be.
There's something in this soap that touched her when she was naked.
That's the point. It is what you want it to be,
and including her.
Let your imagination run wild,
including her vagina.
Could have been every other guy that was in there in the bathtub with her. Well, they never said she was alone in that tub.
Now that could be in the fine print. That's
let your imagination run wild.
They're not going to say Sydney Sweeney and Friends Bathwater. They're not going to say that.
Did not say.
Well, maybe that'd be the next one for the really weird people.
There you go.
Yeah. Again,
Sydney Sweeney adjacent Bathwater.
That would totally be sold at Reef.
And how much Bathwater could there possibly be to make that many? That much soap?
Well, she would have to take a lot of baths.
A lot of baths.
Yeah.
Come on now, people, use your brain.
Well, they should take a bath and then go run some laps, jump back in. That's all I'm saying.
Swear to God, the people think.
Well, you know what they say. I mean, something's only worth what someone will pay for it.
Infuse synonyms.
Okay, you don't need to. Okay, that's fine. You can look that up on your own.
Jesus. No, I'm just saying that's what pops up next.
It's funny. Sorry, I got distracted by. I mean, she's very pretty.
Well, obviously, that's what they're going to go after.
Yeah,
they're obviously marketing to men
and people who like women.
No,
anybody who likes women. Well, not gay men.
Oh, good. Thank you.
So,
oh, my God. Thank you.
Yeah.
So cruel.
Just anybody who's interested in.
You are so right. My apologies.
Bathwater.
My apologies, because that is also a certain demographic of women
lesbians,
as well. Thank you. My apologies. Non-binary.
I'm sorry, Melissa's not here, but maybe she would. Yeah. Who knows? So
there you go. My apologies.
Yeah.
Gosh, I have to be corrected. I have a student right now who I had an awesome conversation with who's non-binary.
Well, I'm sorry. Let me do this before.
Yeah.
I'm going to stay with this and then we can go to that. So is there anybody's bathwater soap who you would be excited about?
Absolutely not.
Okay. I'm just asking.
Why would I want somebody's bathwater soap?
Okay. Sometimes.
If I want to wash myself, I want it to smell good and make me clean. That's gross.
Okay. But that's not why you're using it. I would think. Anyway.
What would I use it for?
To get closer to this person who will never talk to you, if you know what I'm saying, because they're famous.
They'll never talk to me. Why would I want to get closer to them? Move on. It's not reasonable.
No sense of fantasy there? Nothing?
No.
Okay. I'm just asking. I'm
realistic.
I can't see me do it. I actually wouldn't mind, and not so much the Sydney Sweeney. I'd be fine with that too. But I would be interested in getting a bar just like you said. Does it have a scent, or do they just perfume it up, but just that her essence is in there? I'll put air quotes.
See, I guess my mind would go to, is this the scent she would use in her tub? If it had a scent, then that would be something I would go for. Well, this is what she would use in her tub.
It is, but and I didn't tell you this, but you know the scent is
what?
It's burning socks.
Boom, boom.
That was an inside joke. Sorry, that was part of the pregame. Sorry. Yes.
See, which is what I think is what they're really talking about, because your mind went somewhere else, I think, probably. But
where did my mind go?
I don't know. But if maybe what they're talking about,
my mind went to Naked Hot Chick.
However,
okay,
yeah, but I don't know. But maybe they have. I think it is the original, because they do have Gwyneth Paltrow has a candle smells like her crotch.
Yes, in fact, okay, so now you said it twice. That is the bit we will play at the end of the show. We will do the Gwyneth Paltrow.
I don't know why anybody would burn that. Men don't burn candles, and why would a woman burn that? They can smell their own.
I do, and look, okay. Well, you're about to learn something about me. The smell of,
I guess it's pheromones. I know. Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind. I apologize.
The smell of a woman's vagina as a heterosexual cis male is pleasing. I'll leave it at that.
Okay. I guess that's all nature. No, that's how nature intended it. It is supposed to. I mean, that's why animals do what they do in mating season. I mean, it's intended to be that way.
Well, yeah, and that's why they won't let me on the bus anymore.
Jesus Christ. No, it's intended to be that way.
Yeah.
And that's what nature intended.
That's what I told the bus driver. That's what I told the bus driver.
That is not an excuse. What I'm saying is, but it's also not.
What am I supposed to do with all those raincoats now, Carrie?
There's nothing wrong with a woman not understanding that. Do you see what I'm saying?
You could, whatever.
No. I get that. I'm just saying, But I don't know.
Is
But
the-
anyway,
is
my conversation with this.
For lack of a better term, and this is generic. I'm going to ask you about a specific person. Does the smell of a man's musk or whatever word you want to use, does that do anything for you at times?
Nope.
Ever?
Yeah. Actually, yeah.
Okay, that's not
Yeah, no, I get it.
Well, I don't mean musk like working on the railroad all day, and then I don't mean that kind of sweat.
I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. That's what I'm saying.
No, and there is a purpose for it. I totally get that. I don't find a woman scent attractive.
That's fair.
And there's a purpose for that.
Sure.
That's how I know I'm not a lesbian at all. I think. Am I right?
Well, okay. I don't know if that's the purpose.
No.
But
What I
is-
mean,
okay.
no. I'm sorry.
No,
That's not what I meant by that.
I'm just messing around. Come on, now.
Not
We're
the
having
purpose, but
fun. I know.
I'm just saying that I think.
That's how you know that you're not attracted to women.
Or
Yeah.
there's just, I have not met the person that I have been attracted to yet.
That's fair.
Maybe that's all that's happened. Because not all men I'm attracted to.
That's fair.
Not
too.
all men's scent am I attracted to.
That's fair.
Very few I've been attracted to, let me say.
Well, you know why? It's because they don't have high karate.
What the fuck's a karate?
High karate. You don't remember that aftershave? Those when we were
Jesus
kids?
fucking Christ, no.
It was green. It was really looking brutal. Yeah, no. Okay.
Is it as bad as canoe?
Well, I don't know what canoe is, but probably.
Ugh.
They all spell the same to me.
I just remember, what was it? Z28? Do you remember when that was a bad one?
Okay, dude.
Ugh.
Once we're done with high karate, I'm done. I got no reference.
You got nothing else for
Yeah,
that?
I've got nothing for you.
Oh, they're all bad. They were all bad.
Sure. And I'll bet you mine is even farther back. Mine was like during the Cold War, probably.
I don't know.
It might have been made with uranium. High karate, that was called.
Oh, dear Lord.
It was green.
Okay, polo was just keep it simple.
No. High karate's way before.
Keep it simple. I know, but you just
right.
keep it simple. How about
With-
a nice simple soap and water, but not that shit?
Well, no, see, with my luck, I would do whatever I could because it's limited edition and get it on eBay and pay like all this money. Let me finish my joke. So I would get the Sydney Sweeney bathwater soap and I would get it and I'd be so happy and I'd wait for my wife to be at work so that I could do this by myself. And I would go in the bathroom and I'd lather up my hands and I'd be so happy and I'd go to like wash my face with it. I'd be like, oh, Dingleberry.
Dingleberry.
Sorry, that was a long way to go for the Dingleberry joke, but
That's just nasty.
I'll do it again if you let me.
God.
So yeah, well, some people say, "Oh man, I'd eat Sydney Sweeney's Dingleberries."
No,
I'm
I
not
guess
saying
there
that.
is. No, and I guess there is someone for everyone.
An activity for everyone.
There you go.
Yeah.
No, so for me personally,
We have said this on the Stuart Pedasso show. If someone can think of it, there's porn for it. So totally Dingleberry porn. Oh my God, Dingleberry porn.
Dingleberry porn, is that a band name?
Oh, that could be too.
Nice.
But I just want it to be a
No.
category. I'm gonna go into Pornhub, and I'm gonna search Dingleberry porn.
Dingleberry porn.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's
That
just
is
gonna
awesome.
be. Yeah, it is. It totally is.
That is awesome.
Dingleberry porn doesn't sound like a band name. I would think that would be more like the name of an album, someone's album.
I think so.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm sorry.
maybe the Deuce Droppers, my favorite band.
Anal bum cover.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. Oh dear Lord.
So, I'm just looking- checking
Oh
the
my
time.
gosh. My grandson informed me yesterday that in our house we don't say "oh my God."
We say, "Oh my gosh,
We don't. Yeah. Well, he
that
didn't tell
is
me
a
what
gosh?
we say, but
Oh.
we don't say "oh my God."
holy fuck sticks, Grandma." Is that what he said? Oh.
No, but I better bring this and remind myself.
Nah.
Oh,
All right.
fuck.
So what you're saying this? So you just got. In fact, you put it. There was the word "fuck,"
Yeah.
and it was broken, and you just super glued it together. But what is it? Jewelry? What is it?
No, my therapist gave it to me. She
Right.
wanted me to know that she gave me one of her fucks because she gives a fuck about me.
So what do you do with this now? It's very little. It's like maybe 2 inches long, and maybe an inch high,
It's I don't know.
and spells out "fuck."
It just she wanted to give me a fuck to let me know that she.
Is
gave
it
a fuck about
magnetic?
me.
Can you put it on your fridge?
Nope, it's just
Okay.
it's a wooden fuck.
A wooden. Oh, it's wood.
Yeah, it's just I think so.
I don't give a wooden fuck. Actually, I kind of like that.
It's one of her fucks, and she gave it to me
Well, that's
because she
good.
gives a fuck. She doesn't give them out very often.
I was gonna say she better be careful because eventually she won't have a fuck to give.
And she gives a fuck about me apparently.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Sure she does.
Yep. I like her a lot.
Oh, good.
She crosses the lines. Not a line. That's not the right words for it.
Okay.
That's not the right word for it.
No,
I want to reverse that, please.
No, this is a yes or no question here because I'm not going to ask you to get into this. But is that the same one you were mad at like a few months ago? Mm-hmm. Okay. I was just checking. That's it.
Yep.
And so you guys are okay now?
Yes.
Okay. Well, good. I'm glad. I'm serious. That is good.
And actually, I think it was a very good. It was good actually for us in our boundary setting. I needed somebody who challenged me and kind of told me how shit was.
Yeah, but that wasn't why you were mad.
Oh, I know.
Oh, okay,
and
I'm just saying.
She challenged me for that.
Oh, okay. All right.
And I challenged back, and
okay,
somebody who we worked it out, and
so
a lot was going on, so it worked out well. So anyway, so
like
it's nice to have somebody who cares.
Yeah. Oh, sure. Absolutely.
More so than this is more than a job to me.
Oh yeah, totally.
You know.
So like, what does she smell like?
She smell fucking good, man.
That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Damn. She gives a fuck too. I showed you her picture, didn't I?
Did you? Oh,
I
you
did, didn't I?
Oh.
She wasn't the first one. She was the second one, the one you really liked.
Man.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I'd bathe with her soap.
I'm sure you would.
I'm just.
And she's really cool too.
Oh, good. Well, she gives a fuck.
She really does. She's the one we actually had one session after that. She was like, I was having a really shitty time, and she's like, she had a really shitty day, and we called it off. Like, it was late because we meet late. She rearranges her schedule so she can meet my schedule because of how I have my schedule, and she works. We do it by Zoom so that we can make it work, or they do something else, Doxy, I think it is. And to have somebody who's willing to do that is you don't get that very often. She prefers to be in person, but she's willing to do that to fit my schedule, and it's special when you get that.
Yeah. And
somebody who's willing to say, Carrie, I fucked up. And she admitted that. Not many people do that either.
That's true. That's true. Oh boy, that's true. I can't tell that story. I'll tell you.
Especially a professional, like somebody who's,
yeah.
When I was mad, she's like, you have a point. Here's my side.
Well, that's a I don't want to put it that way. That is someone who understands. I'm going to go with mental health.
Exactly, not somebody who has an ego.
I was going to say adult, but adult.
Yeah, not somebody who has an ego. Somebody who's like, you had shit, I had shit.
Because a lot of people get defensive and
exactly.
will yeah.
Yep.
And gaslight.
Yep.
As I've been.
Exactly.
What's the past?
Exactly.
Gaslit. Gaslighted? Gaslit.
Gaslit.
Okay.
It really is, yeah. Because been there.
Well, yeah. This campaign thing, I've been gaslit a few times in this last few weeks. It's been quite interesting.
Yeah. It's fun, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I get where you're going, but honestly, it depends on who it is. If it's someone I really don't give a shit about,
doesn't it?
I could.
It does.
I could laugh about like a certain somebody who did it, and I was like, "You're a tool."
Like after a certain, sometimes you expect it, or for some people, it's like, man, who gives a fuck? But sometimes, from some people, it's like it hurts.
Oh, sure, yeah. I don't think I've had much experience with people who I care about, whose opinions I care about.
Yeah.
But I tend to get gaslit by people I don't really. All right, bro. I think maybe I'm lucky that way, so it doesn't really hurt me that much. But yeah, if it was someone who I cared about, Carrie.
Fuck! Did you find out? God damn it!
Well, how would I find? If you gaslight me, it'd be to my face, right? Can you gaslight someone behind their back? Is that a thing? How does that work?
Well, if you're gaslighting them, they don't know it at first. That's the point.
Well,
they don't realize it. That's the gaslighting.
Well, no, they can attempt it, though. They can do the behavior. I mean, like, okay, the person who's in my head right now, I'm thinking of this happened recently. I totally knew what was going on the whole time. I just didn't give a shit. So I just let them do their thing. And
Yeah, but some people don't realize it's happening.
Well, of course. No, yeah. No,
so
I understand
it's
that.
happening. That's different.
Yeah. Well, again, like I said, if it's someone I cared about, there's a possibility I might not pick up on it immediately. But because I didn't give a shit about this guy.
Like, for example, in politics, there's people being gaslit right now that don't know about it.
How'd you know this?
No, I'm just, for example.
Totally, it's politics.
what I'm saying is there are people that don't realize that you're being gaslit currently.
Well, yeah, when it's like one person talking to like the country or
Correct.
to a whole, no, this was just a one-on-one with a politician.
Right.
I was,
and then there's some people that do know they're being gaslit and don't give a shit because they're getting what they want.
Well, I don't know about that, but I was just like, I didn't give a shit. So I was just like, whatever, dude.
Or there's people that know they're being gaslit and there's nothing they can do about it. So they're like, great, I'm getting fucked in the ass. There's nothing I can do. Fuck. So,
all right. So I think at this point, we might need to discuss what gaslit means. And for those who don't know what it means, because now people are thinking it has something to do with anal sex. So,
what are we doing?
And I think I'm going to do a bad job of explaining it. So why don't I try and then you can fix whatever I say. Is that all right?
I can only tell you where the term originated, but you can tell what it means.
Well, all right. So usually when one person manipulates a conversation or a series of conversations or a situation or whatever to make the other person feel that things are their fault, that they caused something, when really it was the gaslighter who has done things. And I don't know if I'm simplifying or if I got it a little bit wrong or there's not enough nuance.
That's pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and the term came from a movie, actually, in the 40s,
really?
I believe. Yeah, that's where the term came from, a movie, Gaslight from, I think, Greta Garbo. I believe she was in the movie.
So in that movie, was that what it meant? So somebody had to come up with that term.
No, the name of the movie was Gaslight.
Right.
And what it was about was the husband was trying to drive the woman, the wife, insane.
Right.
So, and it was over the light from gas.
Oh, okay. Thank you. That
thinking,
helps.
She kept thinking, and she couldn't figure out why. And he kept sneaking through a secret way to go and light it, and it kept being
Understood. I understand.
She was lit.
So I have a similar thing that, because where my brain went, and this is, I'm sorry if this is kind of hijacking the conversation, but many years ago on the Stuart Pedasso show, one of our co-hosts at the time, someone who I haven't seen in a long time, who I miss, is Eric.
Eric who? Never mind.
I know he didn't. Sorry,
wrong one.
I turned the mics off so I could just tell her the last name.
I will tell you later why.
Yeah, tell me later. No, okay. So it's my friend Mike, Big Cheese, whatever, who's been on the show as well. It's his brother. So anyway, so I don't even remember. It was a time when actually his brother Mike, who I actually pre-gamed with before the show today, and Eric and we used to, every Friday, like tonight, we would go to a certain bar that was close to the apartment I was in, and every Friday, drink our faces off, and like, Mike would always leave early because he had things to do, and like Eric and I would even stay later. But from some conversation, I don't remember how this came about, but I think it was originally kind of Eric's idea, but I helped form it. This term, like gaslighting, but this term flapjacking came about. And so, like, well, I don't know, that we tried to make this into a thing, and the internet wasn't big then, so we didn't have a way to do it. But flapjacking, and I don't remember how it came about. It was Eric's idea. He'd have to come in and explain it. Flapjacking was to hit on somebody, like to brag about something in a way that's nothing to brag about. And I don't mean in a bad way, like, hey, look at my open sore. It wasn't like that, but it started probably with a conversation with, I'm really not going to get into the deal because it'll get boring, but there was a foreign exchange student who was in town with a friend of mine who stayed, host family, who was a friend of mine, and she was of age at the time or whatever, but all went to this bar, and people I worked with who were grown-ass men, like she was like 19, and these grown-ass men were fawning all over her and trying to impress her at a bar with stupid things like jalapeno poppers. Like, just because she was from France, she wouldn't know what a fucking jalapeno.
Oh my God.
And I sat there inside, just laughing my ass off, watching these idiots Like, just totally, hey, look, have you ever seen these? Ooh, jalapeno
poppers.
poppers.
Do they have those in France?
Right, something like that. But they would all try to up each other, and it was so dumb. And this poor kid just had, like, how do I get rid of these fucking drunk old assholes? And I was just back. I didn't even. God. And so I was telling Mike and Eric about this, and somehow that morphed into the term for that now is flapjacking.
Nice.
And when I was doing another project, I'm not going to get into that right now. There's actually a song written called Flapjacking. It's never been performed live. It's never been recorded. When I die, someone will look through my papers like Prince in Purple Rain.
Oh, you wrote it?
Yeah. Purple Rain.
Did you write it based on this?
Yeah, totally. It's all about this. It's all about this. So when I die, like Prince in Purple Rain, when his dad died, and he went through and he found all the sheet music of all these amazing songs, and Purple Rain was supposed to be his dad's song.
Oh, really? Was it really?
Well, if you watch, no, in the movie. You have to watch it. So
I've seen the movie. I didn't pay attention. I only like the music.
Fair enough. So, like
there was
that,
an actual story
when
there.
I die, and I guess Julia will be going through my papers and all mad and stuff and throwing my papers around, we'll find the lyrics to Flapjack. She's like, this guy was an asshole. What a dumbass.
What's the beat? Give me something. Is it a beat?
It's really folkish because the only thing I could almost play at the time was guitar.
Like a Bob Denver kind of folkish?
Are you saying Bob Dylan or John Denver? Because you mixed two people. Bob Denver was Gilligan on Gilligan's Island. I don't know if he played anything. I don't.
You fit that bill.
Bro. Why are you hating, man? That ain't right.
He's an awesome character.
What? Yeah, but...
You don't like Bob Denver?
Yeah, but...
Everybody loves him. Sorry.
Yeah, but you just said oh, man. You're so bad at music. You're Bob Denver.
I'm talking about the actor. Come on.
I don't know him. Maybe he went around with people's bathwater. What the fuck do I know? I don't know anything about Bob Denver, the person.
Though.
Maybe he was. I don't know. One way or another.
I watched a lot of old Hollywood stuff.
Oh, that's fine. I'm not. All I'm saying. Anyway, did you mean Bob Dylan or did you mean John Denver?
I meant John Denver.
Okay.
Sorry.
Well, it wasn't about. Yeah, it wasn't that wholesome because, I mean, it wasn't dirty. But if you listen to it, you'd be like, "What the?"
I was thinking beat, like tone or melody.
It was folk. It was folk because all I could
do. That's folk. I was thinking that's country, right? Sorry. To me,
it's just whatever.
I don't even know.
Whatever, it's fine. Actually, I took a riff from a thought pattern of something a little bit more on the Irish side. I think something I was listening to at the time, and we took I don't think Robert's ever been on the show.
See, now all I can picture is the little dancing with the feet going.
No, there was nothing to dance like that too. But anyway,
what's that called?
The Irish dance.
What's
the
that?
jig?
No,
a jig.
Just the feet go.
A jig.
That's not just a jig. No, there's a special kind of Irish dance. The folk, though, the river dance, the river dancing.
An Irish jig.
Where nothing moves, just the feet.
Okay.
No, they toured. They came here.
I understand.
Special.
I don't think that's the name of the dance. I think that's the name of the show, but I don't think that's the name of the dance.
Jig, you can move the rest of your body, though.
Can you?
Sure.
Well, you could.
Normal people can.
I couldn't.
You can't dance a jig.
Well, you can jig if you want to.
I can jig if I want to.
That's right. That's right.
I can jig if you want to.
That's right. Hey, be careful with copyright issues. Be careful.
That's not how it goes, so we're good.
Well,
those aren't the right words.
I don't know how
I never get anything right.
Well, it's true. Weird Al. I think you might need permission, though.
I don't think anything's correct.
I don't know.
I don't do anything right.
I didn't say that.
No, I said it.
Well, I don't believe that to be true. You're here on the Stuart Burdasher Show.
It never happens correctly,
okay,
and I'm okay with that. I get extra time to fix it.
Do you have an IEP?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Not Sorry, I was in college. It was my probability and statistics professor that told me to go to the doctor and ask for Ritalin.
Oh, I don't remember if this was on the show or not. If I told you that, did I tell you downstairs that I found out what I'm doing in summer school?
No.
Okay. I'll do this on the show. So for those who don't know, I'm a certified teacher, and I'm certified in social studies, grades 7 through 12, and students with disabilities, 7 through 12. I'm a generalist, which means I can allegedly do it all.
Generalist.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
you mean all the classes? I'm
yeah.
so sorry.
So,
what the
and
fuck?
in
What
theory,
are we, in the
whenever
Army?
someone
You're a general now?
in our state capital gets around to it, I will also be temporarily certified
That's
in
right.
American Sign Language. But this summer, because now that you know all that about me, this summer I will be teaching environmental science and math.
What? What math?
By the way, the math had a question mark next to it, so I don't actually know what math.
Environmental science and math? Wait, environmental science, is that a high school course that requires lab as a person?
No, you're
It
thinking
can't.
Earth science. You're thinking
Okay.
Earth science.
All right, I was going to say it can't because they don't
It
do
doesn't
that
really
in
fucking
science.
matter. I'm a social studies teacher, Carrie.
No, they can. You can teach out of your.
Oh, I know. I'm doing it with ASL right now, American Sign Language. So I know. So I'm teaching everything out of my
Oh
certification.
my
area.
god. Well, if you need any math stuff, I'm your girl.
I don't know because I don't know what math I'm teaching. So,
well, I can help you with math.
so it's going to be an interesting 30 days over the summer.
Dang. It's only 1 month, so it's 4 weeks.
6,
30 days is not 6 weeks.
but 30 school days.
My bad. My
Yeah. Yeah,
apologies.
yeah,
That
not
one.
business, not day
My bad.
calendar days. We're talking business days here.
Yeah, I'm very
Yeah, it's
very
all right.
literal.
That's right. Well,
Okie dokie then.
so
Well, if it's algebra 1, that's what I think I'm
I
doing.
don't know.
I said if.
It could be 2 plus 2.
If it is, that's what I'm doing.
I'll know this. It's
I'm
not Calc
happy
because
to
there's
share.
nobody in my program doing Calc. I promise you that.
So mostly if it's over the summer. Wait, what grades do you guys usually do in the summer? Do they ever do enrichment?
I don't know what that means. Well, I know what it means.
If it's
but
summer
like,
school, if they have funds for summer school, it's either enrichment or it's prepping. If it's
Well,
math, or it's algebra 1.
okay, bro, I told you it said math question mark. So I can't tell you what that means. So question mark means nobody knows.
don't know. Nobody
Even the
knows.
people who assigned it to me don't know. That's how. It's not like we
Oh,
know.
if you're special, you're probably a support person.
It's not.
That might be good.
No, I'm teaching it. It's by
Damn.
no, because I have an aide in my classes who is new and has never done it before. So not only do I have that teaching shit I don't know, I kind of know, but I that I'm not certified to teach, but I have to show her how to do her job too.
Wow.
6 weeks.
Yeehaw for you.
Yeah. Well, that's the nature.
Well,
of
it's a
my
lot of calculator work.
I
If
don't
it's-
know. I don't.
No, it is. I'm telling you.
Well, I
all
have
the math is now,
I have an idea.
unless it's geometry.
I have an idea.
What?
Well, we'll see. Until I find out what's the question mark answers. You know, what the answers to the question mark.
Mm-hmm.
I'll let it play out.
Okay.
I don't have to worry about it. I'm going to start worrying about it in 2 weeks
There you go.
because that's when state exams start, and I won't have as much to
Well,
do.
that's probably why the question mark is there, because they don't even know what they're going to need, probably.
Well, you know what? I can't say that because I do have success in that program. When I first was hired as a social studies teacher, I taught living environment because that's what you do to a social studies teacher.
Mm-hmm.
And over 50% of my students did pass the Regents.
Right. Well, what I'm saying is,
they're probably doing like, Dave can do it.
well, no, what they probably are waiting for is their final scores before they know how many sections they need to open up of everything. Because that's what our district's doing. They
So-
don't know yet.
So, anyway, I don't know how we got there. That's,
Oh, by telling me you have to teach math.
well, no, but how we got to what I was teaching. I don't
Because
know.
I'm teaching math, but I'm going to be out in Rush. So,
You are.
yeah, detention.
I'll be
The
teaching.
kitty jail.
Yeah. So I'll be teaching math, but yeah, it's interesting. Good times.
Good times. Good times. And then at the gym.
Well, yeah, you'll be at the gym. I will be knocking.
From one
on,
extreme to another.
I'll be knocking on doors. Oh, I want to tell this last story.
Go ahead.
I didn't know if I was going to tell this or not, but I've had beer, so why not? In my going door to door over these 6 weeks petitioning, I'm sorry, I'm coming back around to it. I don't remember if I told you this. Did I tell you about the house I went to that yelled at me?
I don't know. I think you might have. But
Okay.
Go ahead. I'd
Well,
love
I'm
to
going to
hear it
use
again.
salty language, and I am actually going to use. No, you know what? No, I can do this. I can do this without actually using the word, but you'll know what the word is. You know how you say the N word? You know what that means?
Yep.
Right. Everybody knows what that means. Well, I'm going to use a different word, and I will explain what it is, and you'll know what it is.
Okay.
So, I'm going door to door, and I have a list of registered voters. So I know allegedly, most of the time it's right, who lives there and who's registered to vote. And at least in New York State, for folks who don't know this, when you register to vote, the overwhelming majority of the information you put on your voter registration card is actually public information. It's not posted on the internet. You can't go look it up on, your web search, but you can go to your Board of Elections and do a FOIL request, Freedom of Information Act, and you can get people's data. You can't get their partial Social Security number. You can't get their driver license ID number, but you can get their birthday. You can get their address. You can see what party they're in. You can see not who they voted for, because they don't keep track of that, but you can see at least the last 8 elections if they voted or not. So
I didn't know that.
Yeah, a lot of people don't, and phone numbers too. So at least in New York State, I tell folks, and I haven't done this, don't put your email down, don't put your phone number down. You have to put your address, because they have to know who you can vote for, like what elections you can vote in, like district elections and stuff. So you have to put your address down. You got to put your birthday down, because they got to know if you're of age to be able to vote. But as little as you can get away with putting down, that's what you should do in New York State. I don't know about other states. So I knew who lived there, and it was 2 women. And I go up to this house, and as I get closer to the house, I see on the door this little homemade sign that says "No soliciting." And it was homemade, and it had little flower things on it, and it was designed, and so it was very nice. And when I get to a door that says "No soliciting," and I've been doing this for literally decades, it actually depends on my mood or the vibe I get from the house, right? Mm-hmm. I will never, ever knock or ring a doorbell or anything like that. But maybe I'll just leave my campaign lit. Right? And I've had some people say that's okay, that's not really soliciting, and I've had some people say nothing.
You shouldn't do that.
Right. So it's whatever. So I just use it as a vibe. So I go up, I'm like, oh, it's nice and it's frilly, and that's cool. I'll just leave my card and I'll go away.
Right.
So as I get up there and I'm about to leave my card, I hear a window from the front of the house open up upstairs, and I hear, "What are you doing?" "Oh, hey, I'm Dave. I'm running for city council." "Can't you read?" "Oh, I'm sorry. I will go." Okay, now I got to do. So the gay slur that starts with an F.
Gotcha.
And I'm going to use effing. Okay, not fuck, we can say, but the gay slur starts with an F. You fucking F word. I will come down there and kick your ass. You fucking F words. I keep saying F word for
Right,
fucking, but
right.
I can say fucking on this. This person kept calling me an F word, and so she was going to come down and kick my ass over and over again. So I felt like, "I'm sorry, have a nice day." And I turned around and I'm like, I'm looking at my list. I'll just go to a house across the street. She's screaming this. This is not a polite cut. She is yelling this down so anybody outside down the street can hear this. And I'm across the street. "Yeah, you better fucking leave, you fucking F word. I will cut."
Did you take your stuff back?
Oh, I never dropped it.
Oh, okay.
I never
Right,
had a
right.
chance to.
Yep.
So it was the most bizarre. I've said some bizarre things. I think I've actually interrupted sex in Hawaii once. But I
Clearly she had some mental health
I
issue
don't
going
know.
on,
It
or
could be whatever. But it was bizarre. So now,
or she was just angry.
did I spend the rest of my night going door to door thinking about how I could do something to her house? Absolutely. Did I do it? No. And I knew I wasn't going to do it, but it was fun, and I needed to fantasize about going.
To let it
and
go. It's like a semi-vent.
Oh,
in your own
absolutely.
mind.
No, without question. I
Yep.
could not drop it. And to this day, I'm still telling you the story. So
Yep.
I still think about it, and I did go online and look and see if because there was 2 women, and I didn't know which one was yelling at me. I did try to see if either one of them was on Facebook just to kind of see what the fuck.
Yeah.
And didn't find either one. It's fine. I wasn't going to friend them or anything. I just wanted to know if they have pictures of kicking puppies or something.
Right. Like there had to be some explanation. That's just odd.
I'll never know. I still have the address though.
Like maybe something horrible just happened and they just needed to take it out on somebody, you
I
know,
don't
like
know,
shit
but-
rolls downhill. Maybe you just happen to be downhill of it that moment.
She's going to kick my effing ass and not fucking.
Apparently, you effing you fucking F or
Right,
whatever.
yeah, I know.
Yeah, you're right. That's hard.
It
to put
is,
that
'cause you're
straight.
used to F
You're used
word.
to stop the F word.
As a teacher, you're using F word as being fuck.
Today, I had a kid that constantly wanted to drop a.
Oh,
and,
my kids always do.
And all I do is I always ask the kids, correct yourself. Especially when you are constantly barraged with.
Yeah.
And 9 times out of 10, they correct themselves, and then I find it more and more that they stop themselves before they realize. They tend to stop themselves before they say it. They self-correct more times than not when I don't come down too hard. As long as, I'll go, excuse me? Oh, miss, I'm sorry. I freaking don't like that. Like, okay. Just appreciate
my kids would be, fuck that.
Really?
Oh, dude. Yeah, don't, we'll talk offline because we're over an hour.
Oh,
remember
yikes.
we weren't sure what we were going to talk about? No,
Yeah.
There we are. So, we will be back next week, right? We'll be recording on Sunday. I don't know if you can be there or not, but in theory, Melissa will be here. And then we have to take the weekend. Well, maybe not. We might have to, because I have to go out of town, but maybe if I can work things out and if we can work things out, maybe a Thursday night show in a couple weeks, but we can talk about it.
We can talk about it, sure.
All right. So, we're back. Other than every once in a while, we should be regular. Again, I wish I was regular in real life, if you know what I'm saying. But we will be back. I'm sorry for the big break. You've had Stuart Badasso radio to listen to. We were jamming on it just before the show started. There are old shows, not the old shows, but there's a few old shows. If you are our sponsors on Patreon, feel free to go and check that out. It's patreon.com/Badasso. And I don't know, we got all the things. So
check it out.
Yeah, we're back. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry because I'm trying to stick it to the man.
Well, you're doing some stuff. It needs to be
I'm
done.
doing real stuff. And we'll talk as we get into that.
Be done.
We'll get into that a little more as the campaign goes on, because I'm going to keep nagging at y'all to start sticking to the man. Because do something.
Do something.
Stick something to the man. Okay.
Wait
something.
a minute.
No, I'm fine with that. I'm sticking with that statement.
We'll do something.
Stick something to the man. All right.
Stick something, or it could be a woman.
Don't be a effing
Effer.
person.
You
fucking F person.
Fucker.
I'll kick
glue your fuckers back together.
I'll kick your F word ass.
Fucker.
So go stick it to the man.
Stick it to the man.
All right, I love you. Bye.
Bye.
Hi, I'm Gwyneth Paltrow, world-famous actress and expressionless muse. My smash hit brand, Goop, is taking the internet by storm. You really like my "This Candle Smells Like My Vagina" candle, and you're shouting for more. You asked for it, you got it. Introducing my line of vagina-smelling candles. There's "This Candle Smells Like My Menstrual Vagina." "This Candle Smells Like My Fresh-Fucked Vagina." "This Candle Smells Like My Bidet Broke Vagina." And for a limited time only, "This Candle Smells Like My UTI Vagina," and "This Candle Smells Like My Second Vagina. Don't tell anyone, it's my anus." If you go to goop.com now, you'll be able to try our newest treats. This lozenge tastes like my vagina, and this jerky is like chewing on my vagina. That's goop.com. Slide on over today.